All right, we've made it to Monday. It came around so fast. You know what? I had a good weekend. It was rainy this weekend.
It was.
So,
I'm not gonna lie, I needed that rain yesterday. Personally. Does anyone else feel like when the sun's out constantly, you have to be constantly productive?
That's true. It is true.
Especially if you have small children in your house, because they see sun and they think outside activities.
Yeah.
Immediately saw a raindrop. I was like, oh, we got till 2. Then we're walking down.
Yeah, I went to go get blood work done. I was just like, yeah, it's perfect time to do that.
Oh, so fun, Mikey.
It is.
Raging as always. Love being an adult. But we are doing some really cool things today. In studio and out, Pittsburgh's Walk of Fame is finally unveiled and open to the public, and some star power is helping with the big reveal. We're checking in with Boaz at the terminal a little later in the show, but he looked like he was just having a blast earlier.
I think this is so cool. I think it's great that we have this in the city. Yeah, we have so many notable people that deserve a star on that sidewalk.
And Michael Keaton is in town.
I know.
As we speak.
I know.
Breathing our air.
I know.
So, Michael, what are you doing? What are you doing later?
Yeah.
We'll make our schedules available.
We will.
We're here all day. Let us know.
All right, something that I want to talk about. I think this is really cool, and let me know if you've seen this before. So there's this trend in weddings. It's becoming much more popular now. So during the ceremony, the bridal party, they walk out as normal, and the groom, everyone comes out like they normally do. But this photo is, I'm going to share this photo with you. This is from Wyeth Augustine. She's a wedding photographer. Before the ceremony starts, the officiant comes out to the center of the aisle. So he faces the couple. So his back is to the audience, which forces the couple to look out to the guest. And so I'm assuming that the photographers, they get a much better shot than what they would have before,
Absolutely.
With the typical setup. I really like this idea, and it forces the bride and groom to look out to the audience to see all of their guests that they may have wanted there or not.
Exactly, the ones they're paying for to eat and drink for the rest of the day. Yeah. I love this because I don't know about you. I know that you and Jordan had a smaller wedding, but even still, you had people there.
We did.
There were a lot of times in that whole day where I was like, oh my God, you're here?
I know.
Oh my God, I'm so excited that you made the trip. That sounds horrible, but I feel like the whole day, the majority of it, you're with your bridesmaids, your husband's with his groomsmen, you see your parents or, whoever's walking you down the aisle, but the guests really don't get any intimate time with you or to study your dress.
I know.
What am I doing all this for?
Right, just for you to see the back of it? No, we just see the front of it the whole time. I like this idea, except when it comes to the vows, because Jordan and I, we did not do exchange vows because I couldn't. I was so nervous. Like, I don't like being that sentimental in front of people. It's just hard for me. So we didn't, but I couldn't imagine just having to do that facing everyone too. I'd blink.
Oh my God.
For sure.
Yeah, I understand that. And I feel like all of my pictures from my wedding day, specifically the ceremony, it's one or the other. You can never get both.
Right.
And I love this from a photographer's point of view. I do feel like we're setting them up for success here. But if you do not like to be stared at, I have a lot of my friends who were terrible brides in this way. They were like, everyone's looking at me.
I know.
Yeah, it's your wedding day, babe.
Well, if you hate that, you'll really hate this because there's another trend too. We don't have a picture of this, but I'll just explain it. You know how the audience usually, you're facing the wedding party at a typical wedding. Well, now they're lining up the audience chairs along the aisle. So it's almost like a New York Week fashion show. Yeah. And so when you're coming down the aisle as a bride, everyone's staring at you.
Okay. No, you don't need to be turned in. Okay, waiting for me to trip. That's exactly what I would be like, this is it, I'm going down.
Is it? Yeah. So interesting trends.
It is. And I love that we're spicing it up because it doesn't need to be the same. There are some traditions that I know everyone loves, but also just kind of go the way that you feel comfortable. If you don't want to be the center of attention, then that's not it for you. But if you do life the traditional way, shortly after the wedding, you're going to have a baby. And I love this conversation that has gone viral on Reddit. And of course, it all came from a mom-to-be who I imagine was having one of those days where you can't see your feet. You don't remember life before heartburn.
Seems like only yesterday.
Right? It's amazing. It's amazing what you remember and what you don't. But that's definitely one of them. Reddit user Isabella went to Reddit just to get some things off of her chest. And I know that this is an argument that came up a lot when I was with child, not because my husband was saying it, but because anytime anyone would, I would say, allude to my husband and I both being pregnant, I was like, is he?
Really?
How's his heartburn? How is it? So she went on, and this post just, it killed me. She said, my husband keeps saying we're pregnant, and it drives me up a wall. We actually got into an argument last night because I couldn't take it anymore. As supportive as he is, and as much as I appreciate the sentiment behind we're pregnant, he's not. I'm the pregnant person. I'm the one whose energy is zapped and who can't function for more than half of the day. He's been so helpful with picking up around the house, but I had to explain last night, we are both becoming parents and we're both welcoming a baby, but he is not pregnant.
Yes.
So the couple actually, like I said, they argued.
I'm sure they did.
They went to, she said enough is enough. And she explained that, again, the physical work is being done only by her. Most people agreed that we're pregnant can sound tone deaf. Now, this went so viral, there was over like 500 comments on it and people going back and forth. But then some suggested that it is well-intentioned and maybe we're expecting or we're having a baby this fall.
Okay, that sounds a little bit better.
It lands a little lighter.
Yeah, I do think that is a little triggering. I mean, well-intentioned for sure,
Definitely.
at least most of the time. But I remember. Do you remember that watermelon challenge that was going around, where you could get your husband or partner or whatever to strap on a watermelon, and it was to make them understand what it's like to carry around an 8-9 pound baby plus all of the additional weight that you gain when you're pregnant. And Jordan, even though he was great during my pregnancy, he said, no way. He said, no way, I'm not going to do it. And I thought to myself, like, I don't think men could handle it, because it's a lot. Not only do you have that extra weight, but you're dealing with all of the hormonal issues. You can't see your feet. Everything's swollen. Everything's changing. You're not, I mean, it's not to complain, but there's a lot that's going on. And so to say that we're pregnant, not so much, but I get it, especially if you have a helpful partner like Jordan was, because he had to deal with all of the things that I needed and wanted, like baking a cake just randomly on a Wednesday evening. I needed
so sweet
a yellow battered cake with chocolate icing, and he made it.
Or someone's life was going to end.
Right,
and it
exactly.
probably would have been Jordan's. That's exactly where I wanted to go with this too, because I also appreciate that there are men in these relationships, including the men that we have in our lives, who were out of this world, appeasing to us. I need to give him some credit, because, again, I don't think his life was easy.
No,
I think mine probably was harder, but in the grand scheme of things, emotionally, he was probably losing his mind a little bit. I had great pregnancies, too, so, I mean, I can only imagine if it didn't go so much that way. I do think this is like whenever you were in school, and you remember when you were doing a group project. I don't know who you played in the group project, but I was always the person doing all the work.
Oh, yeah, I was always the organizer. Like, yeah, we need to get this done by this time, in this way, in this manner.
And everyone's doing it wrong, so I'm just going to do it.
I'm just going to do it, yeah.
But they got the A because I did the work. I imagine that is essentially what I equate childbirth to be. Is like, you're welcome. I did make you this perfect baby.
Right.
I mean, and I could be biased, but I do think that we both did a pretty great job. Perfect. 10 out of 10. But it is a little bit taking the credit of something that your wife is doing. Does it get under my skin? Not necessarily, but I also think my husband knows me enough that if he ever said we're pregnant, I would immediately be like,
what?
Who? Who is? As again, great pregnancies, but I was huge. I was a planet for both of them. Both of my babies, they were born healthy chunkers.
Oh, yes.
So I'm saying is, you couldn't do it.
As do I. Yes, same. All right, well, something else that is huge. Turns out there is a new hero this Halloween that is 12 feet tall. Maybe you've seen this. People have affectionately named him Skelly. He's been around for a couple of years now, but he is the unofficial mascot of Halloween. He's a giant decorative skeleton sold at Home Depot. He's nearly a story high. Now, this thing is huge. We saw him several weeks ago at the Home Depot. Logan didn't even flinch. He wasn't afraid whatsoever. Turns out he is somewhat of a status symbol. He costs about $299. So there are some people who have the money to buy more than one. Oh. I've seen this.
In this economy?
In this economy, yes. And so, of course, like this guy right here, you have to break it down to get it in pieces. So it's your car will be full of body parts.
Oh, just casual.
Right, casually. So you have to assemble it. It blinks. That's what kind of took me out. I didn't realize that it blinks, so I'm automatically no. It's a no for me. But these are sold out in many places, and what's new here, there are reports of people stealing them from from your front yard? I don't know. Like, I guess in the middle of the night, piece by piece, you really have to have a stealth operation going on to pull this off, I would imagine. But I think overall, people aren't thinking about the price. It's just something that makes them happy.
And I can appreciate that because in today's world, we need every little bit of joy that we can get. I agree with that. If we're spending $300 a piece on a 12-foot skeleton, if you have that kind of money and that's where you decide to spend it, number one, good for you. But number two, I feel like I could give you a couple more ideas on how we could spend that. I appreciate every single person that goes all in for Halloween, but I am not one of them.
You're not?
I now, pre-kids, I said, if I ever put an inflatable in my yard, send me to an institution because I'm unwell. And guess how many inflatables I have in my yard at the moment?
It's definitely more than one.
It sure is. Yeah. There's 3. And I know that there are more coming. I bet there will be 5 by trick or treat. It's not my holiday. I appreciate, though, how many people in my neighborhood are doing this for me.
Yeah.
Because we have a Skelly
in
my neighborhood. And I will say Skelly is not fully standing. There's one that looks like it's crawling out of the ground.
Oh, no way.
And I would say it's probably 7 to 9 feet. My kids love it. And whenever now we have like these weird fall evenings, we just go for a ride around the neighborhood. And I say thank you for spending probably a couple $100.
Yeah, we got our first inflatable this year. It's huge. It's this 10-foot pumpkin in the front of the yard. We carved pumpkins. So we're all in this Halloween season. But also another point, the Skelly, people are putting them inside their house. So also it's another marker of affluence because that just shows that you have really high ceilings.
Oh,
it's very interesting. Very interesting.
That really is. That's when you know your neighbor's paid.
Right.
And you can see Skelly through the window.
Like, hi.
See you.
All right, still to come, we'll talk Pittsburgh. When the fall season starts to chill our bones, that means it's time to pull out the chili pots. Later this hour, we'll be stirring up autumn in a bowl.
And talk about Euro tripping. We sent Boaz to a British garden that happens to be in western Pennsylvania. He's taking you on a botanical journey coming up next. Throughout this past summer, our resident plant lover, Boaz, has been taking us into private gardens across western PA and introducing us to the gardeners behind them.
Yeah, we've seen historic daffodil collections and gardens full of medicinal plants. Today, Boaz is introducing us to a woman who was inspired by gardens she saw on the other side of the Atlantic. Take a look.
This is Havenwood, Julie Whitmer's British garden in Grove City, Pennsylvania. Julie's been fascinated with British gardens for as long as she can remember. But her love of gardens wasn't born in England. It all started at the Grove City Community Library, just a little over a mile away.
I read everything they had, and I had them send away for every book.
After buying this property 11 years ago, she started planting her own English paradise.
I'd only seen this in British books.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's what I want right here. I wanted to break up this big yard.
Right.
And kind of make it into smaller rooms. So this cottage garden starts here with all the pinks and the purpley foliage, and then you pass through this gateway and you go into the birchwalk garden.
So how do you go about making a wall and doorway out of plants?
We planted these yews 11 years ago, and it's taken this long for them to get this high. And then I actually just used a very simple floral arch to go over the top to tie them together. So actually, this one over here is even a bit nicer.
Eventually, reading about British gardening wasn't enough for Julie, so she signed up for classes at the Royal Horticultural Society.
And so that's actually what I am, is a certified British gardener living in Pennsylvania. And then you move into the kitchen garden. This is where we grow our vegetables, where I grow my annuals to pick for bouquets.
Some broccoli here?
Yeah, broccoli. And the Swiss chard is living its best life back there.
And this tunnel is made of pear trees?
Yeah.
This fruitful feature was inspired by one Julie saw at Barnsley House, a garden in the Cotswolds.
You did come for a beautiful moment because it is just full of pears. And
Yeah.
we've actually been picking and picking them, making pear crisp twice a week right now to keep up.
I'm hearing a water feature over there.
Yeah, there's lots waiting for you.
Oh my gosh, so many hidden
here we go.
surprises. While much of Julie's garden inspiration comes from the UK, other projects are informed by the quirks and history of her own property.
This is kind of an exciting feature that is particular just to our house because this is the ruin garden.
Oh.
This was actually what we called our bat cave. It was a 2-car garage.
Oh.
And so
How would you get here?
Originally, our driveway came all the way to here.
Oh, wow.
So when we took out the garage that was falling down, it was a real problem. I decided instead of just leveling it,
Right.
that I wanted to harness that diversity of the levels and the elevation, and I wanted to make a ruin garden. So it's kind of rock gardens. If you can believe it, this old shed was actually half falling over just about a year and a half ago. Let me take you in.
Today, this is Julie's potting shed, which also offers a unique view of her pond.
And this is how I like to sneak up on the frogs.
Wow, it's really such a magical little corner, and it has such a different vibe.
This was all grass.
Yeah.
This was actually just a low spot. And so that's actually what keyed me in to the fact that a pond would look natural here. That's a great design principle to use when you're planning a pond, especially a natural wildlife pond. You want to choose the lowest spot on your property. With the bogs too, it catches that extra water. So it actually takes what was a negative and makes it a positive.
Yeah. And now we're in a completely different part of the garden. We're heading into the woods.
Yeah, this is the other half of the garden. So say that half is the sunny half.
Uh-huh.
And this half is the part where we inherited these big, beautiful old trees. And for sure, some of these oak trees are hundreds and hundreds of years old.
Julie cast these ancient trees as the stars of a woodland garden filled with ferns, flowers, meandering paths, mosaics, and even a Narnia-inspired lamppost.
We named it Haven Wood because we wanted it to be this haven for our family first, but then it was always the vision to open the doors and to share with the community and beyond.
After 11 years of digging, planting, and pruning, Julie finally opened up her garden to the public this past summer. She gave tours of Havenwood to raise money for one of her favorite local organizations, the Grove City Community Library, where a budding horticulturist first discovered the magic of British gardens.
Oh, that garden is so beautiful. I would take a tour of that any day of the week.
Any day. It's giving The Secret Garden to me, and I feel like I bring up that movie a lot here, and it is just the most peaceful place. I can't imagine having that in my own backyard.
I know, and I love that she's using it for such a good cause.
Yes. Julie is available for garden consulting, and imagine she could make your backyard look like that, and she'll be opening up her garden after next year. If you want to take a tour yourself, we're going to have a link to get in touch with her on our website.
Beautiful. All right, coming up on Talk Pittsburgh, it's a celebration of strength, community, and some seriously stylish wigs. Why this event is turning heads for all the right reasons. That's next. Yes, we know. There's a little something different about us today, and there's a very good reason for that.
But before we get into it, we do have some very important questions that you need to answer, especially if you're planning to attend a party with a purpose.
Do you wear wigs?
No, I do not.
Have you worn wigs?
No, I have not.
Will you wear wigs?
Maybe.
When will you wear wigs?
All right, well, if your
Kills me.
answer to that question is this Friday, chances are you're gearing up for Wig Out. It's an annual celebration where the wigs are wild, the energy is electric, and the mission is meaningful.
And today we have my very good friend Stephanie Smolovich of Young Adult Survivors United, along with Chrislyn and Gigi Schreckengoss. They're here to share more about the heart and hair behind this unforgettable event. Steph, you already know I am an absolute pro at this event. No one loves Wig Out more than me and Steph. It is just the greatest. But what separates Wig Out from all of the other Halloween events happening around the city?
It is so special to me, not only because of I'm a cancer survivor, but because where are you going to go? To wear Halloween wigs. There's probably going to be 600 people this year. It's a sea of wigs, but also why it's so special is because we are honoring cancer patients that have to wear wigs from treatment. So when we put the survivors up on stage, it is such a special moment. We have the DJ, the band, we have these beautiful wigs that Hair Enhancements from Dormont design and donate. They're on our website. So what really just makes it so special is it literally is a community event because we bring in the patients, the survivors, their caregivers, their supporters, and then the general public get to see all of it come together. That's what really makes the most sense to me and why it's so special.
Sounds like so much fun. And speaking of patients, Chrislyn, you're a cancer survivor and you're going to be there this year. Just tell us why you attend and why more people should come.
Wig Out is just a magical night. I first went with my family just a couple months after diagnosis when everything was still so heavy. And walking into that room, you just felt so much joy and hope going on. It truly gave me, my family, and everyone a minute to just celebrate and have fun.
I can imagine it would make me feel like, and I'm sure you as well, that you're not alone in this battle.
Oh, yeah.
And the entire event benefits Young Adult Survivors United. And Steph, I kind of want to go back to how you created this organization because I think that your story is like so many others as far as the age at which you were diagnosed and exactly what you're going through. Kind of walk us through that.
Thank you. Yeah, last month I celebrated my 20th leukemia anniversary and my 40th birthday. So it just kind of, not only does that age me a little bit, but you know, back in 2005, when I was diagnosed at the age of 20, I was just about to start my junior year of college, and still today, she's going back to school, for example. Like when you're in your 20s and 30s and you're diagnosed with cancer, you're just starting out as an independent. You have young kids, you have a new job, you're a new homeowner, all these things, and you already have debt likely when you're diagnosed, let's all face it. Yeah. So it really disrupts your life at a unique time when we're not kids, we're not older adults, but we're still trying to be independent and be adults. And so when I was diagnosed, there were no resources, there was no community. And that's what this population needs, is a community. They need to know they can go somewhere and talk to people that get it. The caregivers as well need the support too, and that's why Gigi's here today. So what I knew was needed that wasn't there was a community.
Absolutely.
And knowing that you have different needs from when you're first diagnosed to when you're finished with treatment, if you're lucky enough to be done, to long-term survivorship. What does that look like? Because when you're done, nowadays, sometimes you ring a bell and they're like, congratulations, go live your life. And you're like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what to do. I don't want to go back to my job. I'm too sick to still go back to my job. So there's all these questions that hit you so hard. And now they have a place to go and talk to other people who was like, I've been there and this is what I did. This is how you can get through it. And we're here.
Oh, you're here. And I hear the emotion and the passion in your voice and how important this event is to you. And Gigi, you're Chrislyn's mom. And so talk about the importance of being at this event as a caregiver, because that is very hard work.
Yes, as a caregiver for my daughter,
it's hard.
It is.
Yes.
It is. It is. And YASU has been a lifeline for us.
Yes.
They help with programs like monthly distribution days, which help provide household essentials, and when everything is already so expensive and already overwhelming, it really comes in hand. They offer so many other programs. My favorite personally was Cancer Camp. I have made so many wonderful friends and wonderful memories that'll last a lifetime.
And I just love, because I imagine that all the caregivers at Cancer Camp, you can go and text other caregivers and other moms. Like, how are we doing? How are we doing today? There's something about checking in with people who are going through exactly what you're going through. And Caitlin, I mean, Chrislyn, how has this been for you as someone who has now gotten to get through it, and now as a survivor to just, you know, be on the other side?
Honestly, it's been amazing. I don't think without Stephanie and YASU, I would feel as strong as I do now, just to be able to overcome this and go back into life. And I know now have that support.
Yeah, the thing that struck me the most about you is that you're so young, and this happened to you. How would you say you're different now as opposed to how you were when you were going through it?
Oh, I think so much.
Yeah.
I feel like cancer just changes so much about your life. And when, like she said, when you're so young trying to figure it out, like this is not the time to have this kind of big thing happen. And yes, you really just helped me find who I was again, helped me find my smile and my laugh.
And it's a gorgeous smile.
It is, yes.
Oh, we are so happy to celebrate you instead.
I have to say real quick, a lot of times people think cancer is just so sad, so bad. And when we built this organization, I'm looking at Chrislyn because, like, for example, at camp or like Wig Out, we're giving them chances to have fun, right?
Yes.
And to live.
Yeah.
She's literally singing like Beyonce with someone else at camp. And like, I'm just catching it on the side.
love
Like,
it.
we want to continue doing that for them because they need to live.
Yes.
And that's what Wig Out is for them.
Really quickly, tell us about the wigs on the table here.
Yes, so Hair Enhancements is a partner of ours. They're in Dormont. It's a wig salon. And Kelsey, the owner, was so generous. She said they will design some and donate them. We're selling them on the Wig Out website, so 100% of the proceeds benefit YesU.
That's
and so they
amazing.
range from $25, $50 to $100, depending on how elaborate you want it. So
I love this
these
one
wigs
up
are
front
still for sale, along with a couple others. But we say visit the website and check them out.
You have to.
How
Kelsey's
fun.
designed my wig many. She's an artist.
Yes.
Artiste.
She sure is.
Thank you so much for being here, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, favorite event of the year. Wig Out is this Friday at Rivers Casino. The main event kicks off at 7 p.m. We have more info on our website, kdk.com/talkpittsburgh. And still to come on the show, sometimes the things we want to change about ourselves end up being our biggest strengths. One Hollywood star is reminding us of that, and it has people talking. That conversation's next. Let's be honest, we all have that one thing that we want to physically change about our appearance.
Yeah, so true. Well, one celebrity, she is opening up about her insecurities. Now, Nicole Kidman, she's been in the news a lot lately because of the split from her husband. But this is not about that. I saw in a recent interview where she started talking about the insecurities that she had when she was younger. And she says that she has learned to embrace them now because they make her feel more powerful. So I'm going to read to you exactly what she said. She said, "My fair skin, I used to hate it. It's still not my favorite thing, but I appreciate it because it's very good on film. So I use it that way." She also said her height is something else that she's learned to appreciate. So I love this for her, but it did make me think about things that maybe you or I used to not like about ourselves, but now embrace it. I can't imagine that you have one thing.
Oh, that's funny. Do we have time? No. I will say, as far as the height is concerned, and I feel like I'm going through this with my own daughter now.
Yeah.
I jumped into puberty early in my life, like way too early. I've been 5'6" since like third grade. I was the tallest kid for so many years.
Yes.
And that is a huge insecurity because if anything, when you're in the weird ages of, elementary, middle school, you definitely do not want to stand out. You want to blend in, or at least that's what we're told. Blending in is boring. The more unique you are is way better. But I just remember kind of looking over everyone's head and just being like, oh, this is the worst. I'm always going to be the weird tall girl. And then look, everyone caught up to me. And it really is amazing that whenever you reframe it in your head as something that, well, I am the only tall girl. So I can reach the
You
top of
stand
my
out.
locker.
Yeah. I had the same thing. I don't know if it was that. It wasn't a severe insecurity, but I also was the tallest friend among my friend group, and everyone was like so short and petite, and I was like,
Cutesy.
yeah. And then I come in like, hello.
Same.
But now, like, I love it, and so it's interesting. But for me, this is going to sound weird, but I can't believe I'm saying this. I used to have really sweaty palms. Like, it's just like.
Are they not anymore?
No, I mean sometimes, but palms used to be sweaty all the time. So when you would go to shake someone's hand or like rub them on the shoulder, they would be like, "Oh, what is?" And so
Honey.
I remember ordering a kit. I don't know where I got the kit from.
To dry up your hands.
There was some type of device that you could use. I don't remember, but I remember I ordered it and it helped. I don't.
Did it change your life? Drop a link, Mikey. You're not the only one who's dealt with
if
this.
anyone is dealing with it, message me. I'll look it up and figure out what it was that I used, but it helped at the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I don't know
your
why.
hands are never, ever sweaty now, but Mikey is always freezing.
Yeah.
Her extremities are the coldest extremities I've ever felt. So I feel like now we've only went to that
But
side.
look, there's a reason for that. I told you I went to go get blood work. Why am I talking about
Yes,
this?
please.
This weekend, I have low iron.
Oh,
yes.
we
I
better
think
bump that up.
That's the reason why my hands and feet are so cold.
Oh.
It doesn't explain the sweat, though, of which has resolved itself somewhat now.
All I'm saying is if you have an insecurity, just know, if you're too tall, they'll pass you up, and if you're sweating, you'll dry up eventually. Don't worry. That's what we want you to learn here.
Okay. Come on, talk Pittsburgh. Move over Hollywood. Pittsburgh's rolling out the red carpet. Boaz is one of the first to stroll the city's brand new Walk of Fame, where hometown legends like Michael Keaton, Mr. Rogers, and August Wilson are getting their start.
Aren't you glad that you get to come on now, Mayor?
That's great TV, Mikey. I love
It really is.
It's wonderful.
Rain and warmer weather are back in the forecast this weekend, but the rain isn't done with us yet, is it?
We still have some showers around. Plus, it's going to be a little bit chilly, but we have sunshine at least through the rest of the day. I'll let you know when we'll see some rain showers for your plans and your forecast by the hours when we come back.
Are we in for a week of storms or sunshine?
Maybe a bit of both. Mary's back with this week's forecast by the hours, and I've been loving the weather, minus the rain. Yeah, but this is my
The
time.
rainy day I was okay with yesterday. We got a bit of some gusty winds, and I was like, yes, no severe thunderstorm warnings. We got through.
I can only imagine what it's like at your house. The meteorologist mom, like, okay,
Come on.
we have a front coming
It is.
in.
It's exactly like that.
I
Love that. All right, let's start with Sandy. She is going to the Autumn Leaf Festival Monday evening.
Oh, so tonight, this tonight. And it's every night, so you can go out and enjoy the beautiful festivities and mid-50s. It's going to be actually feeling like fall. So we have a lot of sunshine around. We're finally seeing things clear out. So if you really want to see those leaves pop, look at our map. We are starting to see those peak colors for places into the Laurel Highlands, the ridges. I mean, it's going to be gorgeous for those spots. And we're starting to see high color start to peak there for places into Butler County. So it's looking great there in Clarion. And I mean, it's honestly, like, people were saying, hey, it's looking bad this year. But I was driving in this morning and I was like,
That changed, though. It changed quickly.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. And the leaves stayed on from the storms yesterday. I was like, you survived. We're doing it. So we have maybe like a couple weeks before we start to see.
I'm a
probably
professional leaf peeper. This is another way that I entertain my children.
It sounds a little leaf peeper, but
It
it's great.
sounds weird, but I am one.
We love
Fun
it.
fact.
Love that. We love leaf peepers.
Joe from Beaver Valley, he's going to the golf club Tuesday at 3 o'clock, and we don't want rain on this tee time.
He's only doing 9 holes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's only doing 9 holes probably because maybe someone's like, hey, you got to get home.
Right? Good for his wife.
Yes.
Right? So it's going to be nice. It's going to be decent golf weather through Tuesday into the afternoon. So temperatures low 60s. We get a little bit warmer than where we'll be today. Still mostly cloudy. We do have isolated showers that are just going to kind of stick around for the next couple of days, but I think it's more so going to be a nuisance more than anything. Nothing widespread or heavy like we had yesterday. So fall temperatures, it is going to be chilly.
Yeah. That's good golfing weather.
It is
though,
good
right?
golfing weather.
Yeah.
Pretty sweater weather.
It's almost over. Golf season's almost over. Okay.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Darlene, she's in Ligonier. Tuesday evening, she's going to walk around the diamond to view the Scarecrows contest.
Yeah, I think they do like 25 scarecrows right along the diamond there, so you can walk around, and it's always on display. So if you want to go when the lights are on, during the day, during the evening, so it's gonna look nice.
Ligonier's so fun.
Ligonier is adorable.
It is.
I love it. So our temperatures will stay into the upper 50s and really seeing some sunshine there, 5, 6 o'clock, which will be nice, especially if you're going right around dinner time to go for the walk. And then still holding on to dry conditions, upper 50s Tuesday evening.
I love how you're matching the theme there. The
I know.
Scarecrows
The aesthetic
background, yes.
I'm sure the scarecrows look better than that generic one I found. So
Absolutely.
Yes.
And lastly, Lindsay, I'm with you. Wednesday night, we have to know what's going on.
Do you
in
have a game
McCandless.
too?
Yeah, we have. Actually, we have soccer practice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's always something going on, I feel like, during the week on Wednesday nights.
Definitely.
It's football, it's cheer. and this is my sister-in-law, so she's like, you better keep the rain away. And we might have a little bit of a shower. I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry.
I'm so sorry. Just grab the umbrella. It'll be just fine. Some rain showers possible into the evening. Very isolated, so you may get a little bit lucky. Again, it's not going to be widespread, which is nice, but the best chance will be for areas north. So still chilly, low 50s. Bundle up.
There you go. We will.
Thanks, Mary.
Yes. Love it. Coming up next on Talk Pittsburgh, it's a fall favorite that brings the flavor, the warmth, and possibly a nap afterwards. We're spicing things up without setting off the smoke alarm. We'll see about that. Next. Well, it is National Chili Month. Thank God it gets a whole month. And lucky for us, we've got someone who actually knows how to keep it in the pot.
Yeah, Jordan Robart of Revival Chili is showing us how he cooks up this cozy seasonal staple. And as soon as we walked in, we said, it smells amazing in here. Yes, what are we making today?
So we're making our most popular classic beef chili. The original recipe actually came from my fraternity in college, but when I got to Pittsburgh and decided I wanted to start my food truck, I made it a little bit healthier than what we were doing then. So it's pretty good for you. When I was like first starting the food truck for the first couple years and eating chili every single day, I was in the best shape of my life, honestly.
Really?
So chili can be very good and also tastes very good, but you got to do it right.
Yes.
There's a few couple things that can really help enhance your chili.
Please show us.
Of course. Please. So a lot of people will just take all the ingredients and throw it in the crock pot and just set it for 6 hours and then let it
That's
go,
pretty
right?
much the only way I've ever seen chili.
No, that's wrong.
Okay.
That's wrong.
We're done.
So what we have here is our 4 main ingredients that we use for most of our chilies. So got our ground beef, onions, tomatoes and peppers, and then a few spices and garlic over there. So all of this is pretty close to done. So step 1, most important, you need to spice and brown the meat before you put it in the chili, because that just adds that level of flavor.
What do you spice it with?
So it's a little bit of a secret. However, some of the main spices people can use all the time are, cumin, chili powder, a little cayenne. If you want some spice, you got it. You need some help.
Are we putting this in? Yeah.
Yeah, right in the pot.
Thanks, Cal.
I'm here for you.
I like to use a little bit of cinnamon as well in mine, but not too much because that can overpower it fairly quickly. And then another spice I like to use is cocoa powder. I give it a little bit of sweetness.
Okay, that has to be the secret sauce.
If you want it to make it a little less healthy, just some semi-sweet chocolate chips are also a good one.
Okay. Well, while Kelly's adding these onions, of which look and smell delicious, tell us a little bit about the history of the food truck and why you got started, because it has a very special purpose behind it. Yeah.
So also in college, I was actually arrested and convicted of underage drinking, and that really made it my job prospects diminish coming out of college, which I wouldn't have thought. I was a systems engineer. I was like, okay, whatever. Some people do this, drink underage. But that then resulted, as I said, my job prospects diminished. And so when I started the food truck, I wanted to only hire returning citizens, people that have spent time in jail. And when I purchased Nancy's, which is a diner in Wilkinsburg, 18 months after starting the food truck, I expanded that to anyone with barriers to employment, and specifically wanted to be in a community that we would hire from. So Nancy's has been around for now 52 years.
Wow.
I've owned it for 7.
Good for you. I love the story. I love it that it's like just a passion project. You know how it feels. Should I continue to add?
Continue to add. We're putting all that stuff in.
Okay, so Kelly's adding, and then we have the finished product here.
Yeah, we have the finished product right here.
Let's put that in some bowls.
Right, so here are some of our best toppings.
I'm a
Still
chef,
doing good.
Mikey.
So you can add those now. Normally, I'll let it simmer for like an hour before adding the spices. Garlic for sure.
Effects.
Garlic for sure. But for effects, pouring that in, because it doesn't, it's all right. We can add a little early.
Just a little bit.
Okay, so we're gonna bowl this chili here.
Yeah. So we have our cornbread. It's a little bit drier than most. We actually put it on the bottom. And crumble it up a little bit.
Okay.
So that the chili kind of rehydrates it.
I see. I love that. I don't think I've ever had chili this way with the cornbread on the bottom like that.
That makes like a surprise.
I'm assuming, do you all like cheese and sour cream?
As much as possible.
As much as possible. As much as possible. And one of the really exciting things we've done with Nancy's is me and my manager have an agreement that over 5 years, she will get increasing profit share and be able to buy into the business for decreasing value.
I gotta try this.
So that goes with our mission of, hiring those with barriers to employment and giving them opportunities to use business to keep enhancing their life.
I love it.
Fantastic.
And I love how you've kind of made this community and all around your chili. This looks incredible.
And I love how you make chili, too. Oh, good.
Go see our friend here. This is the best chili I've ever had in my life. I need a blanket.
And if you would like to learn more about the Revival Chili Food Truck or Nancy's Revival in Wilkinsburg, we'll have more information for you on our website.
And still to come, Boaz has taken us on a stroll down Pittsburgh's brand new Walk of Fame and giving us a first look at the 10 inaugural stars now shining from the sidewalk. Talk Pittsburgh. We'll be right back.
Concrete is poured and the stars are set. Pittsburgh's Walk of Fame was finally unveiled this morning.
Boaz was one of the first to stroll among the stars. Take a look.
It's a party here in the Strip District. Today is the day they're finally unveiling the Pittsburgh Walk of Fame. They've got all the stars laid out here, and we're checking in with a family member of one of the honorees. This is Jonas Salk's star over here, Dr. Jonas Salk, of course, and we've got Dr. Peter Salk, his son, right here. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And so you grew up here in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh and in Wexford before we moved into town.
Yeah,
yes.
And when you were a kid, your dad was essentially developing the polio vaccine.
Yeah, he was doing work on polio, and then it led in the direction of a vaccine, and he, with a team of very skilled researchers, managed to get something that would work.
Yeah, and is it true that your dad brought back some of those early vaccines to test on you and your brothers?
He did. I was not entirely pleased to be on the receiving end of a needle, but the magical thing that happened the day that we had our first shot in the kitchen was I didn't feel the needle.
Oh, wow.
So that was something special that I can remember for always.
Yeah. And so what was the first you heard about the Pittsburgh Walk of Fame?
Well, that's a good question. Nancy Johnson has done a remarkable job in pulling this together. I had actually met her a number of years earlier when I was revisiting the home that we lived in on Bartlett Street in Squirrel Hill. And it's been a pleasure working with her. She's an extremely nice and competent person.
Yeah. And your dad has had many honors, but what does it mean to be a part of this inaugural class of the Pittsburgh Walk of Fame?
I think it's really very meaningful because Pittsburgh was such a special place in which this work occurred. There was so much heart, so much support. It was not only my father. I'll be making these remarks. It was not only my father. It was this team of people. The children in Pittsburgh and their parents rose up to the occasion to become subjects of the first larger scale experiments taking place in the Pittsburgh schools to make sure that everything would be on track for what ended up being a massive national field trial with 1.8 million kids. So just the heart that Pittsburgh has, and they're part of what this is celebrating is the people of this region.
Yeah, and I want to talk about his neighbors a little bit. He's got pretty good companies in between Nellie Bly, of course, the famed journalist, and Andy Warhol's. Those are pretty good neighbors.
Indeed, and my wife is an artist, so it's appropriate. For me.
Well, congratulations on today, and thanks so much for talking with us this morning.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. It's really nice to be here and be part of this.
Well, and come on down to the Strip District. You can visit the Pittsburgh Walk of Fame whenever you're walking by the terminal here. It looks beautiful.
It does look beautiful, right? We have some star-studded people, a lineup here in Pittsburgh.
We
so
really
many people
do.
who deserve to have their name on that sidewalk.
Absolutely. And what a delightful human, Dr. Salk's son. I'm sorry, I am starstruck right now to think that Boaz got that interview. What an incredible honor to be able to see that.
All right, well, you can check out the Walk of Fame for yourself right now at the Strip District in the Coming up tomorrow on Talk Pittsburgh, dating in the digital age can mean trading romance for reals. Would you go out with someone who films every bite for content? Find out what our advice columnist thinks about this dating dilemma.
And the Steel City's got a starring role. A new season of Mayor of Kingstown drops in just days. We're talking to two of the show's actors.
All right, well, thanks for joining us for Talk Pittsburgh. We will also be streaming on CBS News Pittsburgh tonight at 9. KDKA TV News at 4 starts now.